Alright, so I got a question here. This started happening 3 days after I did a water change to my tank. Now, I don't know what's going on because I did all procedures I did on High Tech's tank here without any problems. He's just resting right now. As you can tell when I get close, he's acting normal, he's flaring, he's moving back, he's acting normal. When I get to these guys, he doesn't care. Mesa doesn't care. He's acting normal. Like I said, I did a water change on him and he's doing just fine. But when I did a water change in this 10-gallon tank, I lost white knight, I got ick, and I also have a swim bladder problem in all three fish I have left in this tank. These are two right now. The third one's in a 1 gallon that started the ick problem. So I don't know what's going on. I did a water change. I put this stupid water conditioner in there. I used this stuff. It says put 7 drops per 1 gallon. So I was putting 7 drops per gallon inside the tank while I was doing the water changes. And then about 3 or 4 days later I get fish acting like this. And I'm like, okay. My father says this is because the lake we use for our water, I'm not going to say where I live for obvious reasons, of course, is because the water is changing since it's now starting to get cold and whatnot. That could be the problem. But then how could that be the problem when I used this stuff here to make the water safe for my betas? I even did the same thing for my goldfish outside when I did his water change a couple days ago. And I did the same conditioning and all that other stuff for him, and he's doing just fine still. And of course, if you're wondering about the beta that started it, this is the beta right here that started ick. As you can tell, they all have swim bladder, and like I said, I have been treating them for ick, so it's going to probably be a few more days before I can actually see something happening with the ick problem. But as you can tell, there's a bunch of little white dots at the bottom of the tank, so it's all the dead ick. But there's still ick on these guys, and it's still floating around, so it's going to be a few more days before I can do something about this tank. But what I'm going to do is once the ick problem's gone and once the swim bladder problem's gone, I'm going to pull these two out of the tank, and I'm just going to do a deep clean inside this tank. Also, while I'm here, if there's any, I know about the pee method, but there's something about a salt method. Just give me a couple of suggestions about how to treat swim bladder. I know there's the pee. I know you can use peas, but my parents really don't want to go through the hassle of buying a bunch of peas just to cure 3 stinking fish.